you. We back up in this thing. You can't roll with us if your last name don't got no loyalty. Podcast party poppin', but you already knew. I've been rolling with these folks. This that Monday night crew. Millennials versus the world like. Millennials versus the world like you. Millennials versus the world like. Millennials versus the world like you. Millennials versus the world. Millennials versus the world like you. Millennials versus the world like. Millennials versus the world like you.
Yo, what's happening, good people, man? Welcome back to another episode of Millennials vs. the World. It's officially pregame week for the second stop of the 2025 Millennials vs. the World podcast party tour. It's your boy K.Mims, man. I got my good people with me, Lewis and Princess. What's happening?
Hey. What's going on, brother?
We got a very, very special guest of the show, a panelist that will be joining us in Charlotte. Miss Nia, what's happening?
Hi. Yes.
So, man, if you don't already know, man, if you're here, this is pregame day one. Please tap that subscribe button. Please hit that bell notification, man. Charlotte, we are on the way. Tickets are live on Posh, man. Be ready to vibe out. But before we get into the nonsense of pregame week, then we got a couple questions for you. So, first and foremost, thank you for joining us on this journey. Thank you for tapping in with us, being a part of the podcast party in Charlotte. But for people that don't know, can you give a little background on yourself? How you kind of got started? I'm gonna call it in the vibe curation space because you have such a lovely presence online. But how'd you get started in that, and kind of give us some of your background?
Yes, absolutely. So I am a Jersey girl. I am from the Jersey Shore, very much so. And I came down to Charlotte in 2010. Went to UNC Charlotte. Did things. I was always like an involved kid in school. But I actually, rested, had a couple kids, and then somebody called me and told me that it would be this ballroom, like Kiki ballroom in the Mint Museum. And I went, and it was actually like in the stars because I rarely get babysitters. So this night I had a babysitter. I went to the Mint Museum and I saw like people I have never seen in Charlotte before. Really, it was people like dressed to the T's. Like I really felt like I was in New York. And I was like, okay, I want to keep doing this. I found out who threw it, which is Davita Galloway. And I DM'd her and I said, listen, I really don't have no skills, or I really don't have no background in like formal event curation, but put me in the game and I can prove to you that I could be the one, whatever you need. Since then, we've been rocking with each other. I've now joined Hugh House, and now I have clients in which I do activations and pop-ups for.
Oh, dope.
Beautiful.
It is. So I got to ask this now that you said it. How was it coming from ground zero, knowing nothing and jumping in and getting comfortable and now being where you are in the space? How was that starting from, no experience at all to jump into where you are now?
Yeah, I've always been a people person. I've definitely always been that girl. Like even throughout college, I would host, like the NPHC stroll offs and different things. Like, I was always involved in events and things like that. But I just didn't have that formal training, into things. But I've always been like in the mix and doing things in the background. The only thing that I don't have experience in is being a theater kid, going through grade school and stuff like that. But because I was in pottery class, I like working with my hands and doing other things. So, all throughout school, I've always been hosting things, curating things in the background, with organizations and stuff like that. None of that is like new. But in Charlotte, outside of school, I haven't done that yet. So she was like my first iteration in doing it for Charlotte.
Oh, fire. So before we get into the madness of pregame week, what's some of your like, so you and Princess know each other. She thought you would be great to add in vibe. What are some of the things that you were like excited about the 12th, man? We're gonna come vibe out. What's some of your excitement you have, or some things you're looking forward to?
Yes, I'm excited to meet the team. I feel like everybody has different perspectives and stuff like that. So I'm super excited to meet the team and also just the patrons. I love going out anyway. Very much, love to be in the mix of things. So I love partying. I just always love to like be in a vibe. So I'm excited to see who's gonna be there. I'm excited to see, who has different perspectives that may not be like my own, but I can kind of like joke and kiki off of,
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's get into it, y'all. So, hey, look, man, we starting on the dark side, man. Starting on the dark side.
Ooh.
If $1 million was on the table,
okay,
would you allow your partner, and this could be for the group, would you allow your partner to go on a vacation with their ex? If $1 million on the table.
Sure, why not?
Whoa.
I don't mind. $1 million. I really don't even know the girl anyway. Can I curse on here?
You represent yourself, just not too much. You got
I don't know the bitch. I don't know where she's down. I don't know where she at. I know she not popping it. Go off. Go have a good vacation. Bring me back the money. My question is it direct deposit? Do I gotta wait a couple days for the $1 million, or is it gonna be in check?
How much of that does he get?
You got a vacation.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. I wouldn't care because I know my it depends on which ex, I'm not gonna lie. But I probably wouldn't care because I know my wife at this point, but I'm not gonna lie, bro. It seems like I'm selling my wife off for $1 million. I don't think you can come back from that if you say yeah. Even if I don't mind it, I can't tell her to go ahead and go. Like, I can't do that. Or I'm gonna be cooked when she get back. We cooked.
Yeah, I could see that. Well, anyways, I feel like if it's a wife anyway, hell no. Like, wife, husband, absolutely not. Like, no,
that
we
should
not
give you more
that.
security. Actually, like if we married, I should trust you the most. And this is an investment in our marriage. You get what I'm saying? But
have you seen these marriages? Yeah, I'm playing.
No, that's real though. Princess, what you think? Yeah, I just remember. I remember what you said in Greensboro.
Oh my God, you always want to go back to that.
Don't nobody know but me and you. Go ahead.
So, I think it depends, like you said, which ex. But I don't know. Like, I feel like I honestly $4 million, but I don't think that he would do it.
Hold on. So you saying you would say yeah, but you don't think he would come back and be like, yeah, I'm gonna go?
No. And we can add in next week. But I honestly don't think that he would do it. But I think I would more so be the one that would be like, yeah, go ahead, get us that $1 million.
So may I ask a question?
Yeah.
Do you think he won't do it because he doesn't see the benefit, or do you think he wouldn't do it because he know what you're gonna be like while he there?
I think it's just like his morals and principles, like why he wouldn't do it. But I don't think he would be too much because you said go on the vacation. You ain't say I couldn't FaceTime. You ain't say I couldn't call. You just said go.
Here you go.
And also go. Does that mean y'all sleeping in the same room? Are y'all in the same?
I didn't think about that. Yeah,
y'all in separate rooms. Like there's more questions that need to be answered. But I mean, like, yeah, I would be the one that would be more open-minded to it for sure.
Interesting. Lewis, what's your thoughts, bro?
Answer's no.
That ain't enough. That ain't enough money. We got up to 80.
Weekend?
Nah, bro, that ain't enough.
From what perspective, bro? Say more.
I just ain't enough, bro.
For 2 days?
That ain't enough, dog.
Okay, so now it's 2 days. Oh wait, it is a weekend. Okay, yeah.
That ain't enough, bro.
For 2 days? How much is enough for 2 days then?
What?
I don't know. I say
5 minutes.
It's got to be like 5. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? $1 million ain't gonna move me for nothing, bro. I mean, unless I can earn it, but like to give up my morals, my values, it's worth a little bit more than that.
What if she brought it to you? Like, hey, this could happen. Not you.
That would make me even more upset. You're supposed to bring the proposition to me.
But what if you saying, Keena, what if she brought it to him as in like you do it with your ex, Lewis?
Yes.
still bringing $1 million home, but she's allowing you to do it. Would you do it?
It depends on which one.
That's
Bro,
fair.
y'all in this which ones, dog? That don't make
Right,
at this juncture.
Man,
That
hey,
don't matter
wait,
that
it's
much, bro.
levels to
the
it's levels.
latest one.
It's levels to the X's now.
All
Okay.
exes.
It's levels to it.
No, it's not, bro.
That's facts.
Oh,
All exes are not equal.
they are not equal, dog.
They're not. I don't want to go left. So there are exes that pose more threats than others.
For sure.
There's that, and then there's this mother. Excuse me. There are people that I don't want to necessarily be around.
Oh, see,
Either.
you got personal dealings with the exes. You probably know them and shit. Like,
I would hope I know my ex, Nia,
You
talking about yours?
you're talking about your ex.
my spouses.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about your spouse. Is like, this is my thing, bro. This is my thing. Hear me out. Hear me out. Because this was bothering me. If we saying it's levels, that means that there's exes of our partners that pose more of a threat than other exes.
That's true. We'd be naive to think otherwise. You'd be naive to think otherwise.
I think after a while, they all the same. Whether that be good or bad, they all the same. As time go by. Not at the beginning, obviously the one right after that, yeah, right before you, but not other than that, bro. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Okay.
Am I
Ladies,
lying?
yeah, I would like to hear what the ladies got to say about that.
I think it also just depends because the one right before you, we always talk about like the one that got away, or that one might
That's
just
real.
like married or something like that. But she might not be the one that was immediately before your wife. You know what I'm saying? So the one that was right before your wife, honestly, might not be that much of a threat. It might be the one before that one that just so happened to be married or something like that. So it really
Right.
So let me ask a different question that we could transition. So let me ask this. How often in real time are conversations about, how do you know who's a threat or not? Let me ask that. How do you know which one is a threat or not? Because the questions you ask or because the stories they presented?
And
that's for anybody.
I got a response. I think it's how you find out. I think the ones that come up that you have to probe for are the ones that probably are the biggest threats. The ones that are they may be more forthcoming about are the ones you probably don't have to worry about.
Yeah. I'd be high if I gotta fire anything out, but we might have just broke up.
Oh my God.
Come on. I think we too grown for that. We don't like tell me the ones I don't even gotta know all of them. Just tell me the ones I need to know. The ones that pose the ones that you really like Princess said, the one that got away. Let's go ahead and talk about it, how they got away, when, where, how, all that great stuff, and let's move on. But don't let me find out about, if I find out about somebody in passing that don't matter, okay, I'm cool with that. Don't let me find out about somebody that mattered in passing. Then that makes me think you lying.
Yep. Y'all never been in a relationship where you found out things that weren't necessarily told about someone. You're like, oh, I didn't know. Oh, I didn't know y'all went here. Oh, y'all did that too. Oh, this,
Yeah.
Y'all ain't never like played Never Have I Ever, and you with your partner and you realize something like, oh, you did what?
Man, I didn't even know.
No.
Y'all ain't never did. Oh no.
You saying playing Never Have I Ever in a one-on-one environment or like in a group setting?
No, like you just be in a group setting. Say this is the wildest what I've seen.
Okay.
Y'all in a group setting with friends, obviously with friends that will know more about your partner than you. So they start doing their thing like Never Have I Ever, and you seeing fingers go down, and you like, oh, you ain't never told me that. It ain't even gotta be crazy. It could just be something you ain't know.
Well, you learned
No.
tonight.
See, the thing is, I've been with my partner for a while. So it's kind of like if we're talking about an ex, literally, I'm talking about a bitch from like 15 years ago. Like,
okay.
I don't know her. Fuck it. Like, let's put in. Right? Like, I literally don't even remember the girl's name. So to me, it's like if I know about things that haven't occurred in a really long time, it's different. I say, take the fucking weekend. Give me the motherfucking money. Give me the money.
Yeah. Until he come back with that report. Then when he come back.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
So then what you gonna do when he come back and be like, yeah, hey, look. So Saturday night, things got a little hot.
See, I knew you was about to do something.
I have $1 million.
Next question. Yo, hey, come on. So you ain't gonna feel no way. That million cure all that up.
I'm fucking out of here. I'm out of here. I'm taking a vacation. You can't even come back and tell me what happened because I'm already going to be in the airport.
Oh yeah. Princess, what you doing?
What
you doing?
If he come back and say something happened?
It just sound like, hey, look, man, it's Friday. We were just, things got a little hot.
Damn, it didn't happen. It happened on Friday. Couldn't happen Saturday.
Friday too damn early. Now you come.
Now you on the plane. You on the plane. I don't want to hear that. You on the plane. I don't want to hear that. You go. I don't want to hear that. You on the plane. Princess, what you doing? You get back to like Friday. Got a little.
Before he even leaves, like rules, blah blah blah. Like this, he doing this as a game plan. So if you come back and tell me some stuff went down, then like you ain't stick to the code. You didn't hold up the agreement.
It does say right here, nothing's off limits. So there ain't no codes to put. It says that right here in the question. Nothing's off limits. So there's no boundaries to set before he goes.
It don't say. I don't see that scrolling across my screen.
Luz can look. Luz, no, I'm not lying. It's right there.
No, I see it.
My screen.
Okay.
I don't out in y'all side notes.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm just saying. But I'm not. I don't know. I don't think a relationship will recover if we took the million, like Lewis said. I think 5 you could argue with your wife, with your partner, girlfriend, boyfriend. I think you can get away with $1 million. But like if you sell your wife up the road, especially if it's presented like one of y'all got to go. Who is it? And you pick your wife. You're cooked.
Yeah,
absolutely cooked. Absolutely cooked. All right. So question number 2. I cannot wait to hear this. When it comes to arguments, do y'all resolve them right away, or y'all the talk in the morning type? Will y'all go to bed angry? We done got into it. Y'all go to bed angry, or you want to wait till the morning?
I don't like the morning. I like to wait only because I need to watch my mouth. So let me take a break. Let you take a break, and then we'll definitely come back to it. Let me get a couple perspectives. Let me talk with Chat GPT. Like if it's on a Wednesday, I see my therapist on Wednesday. Like let me take a moment. And we'll come back to it.
Okay, touche. Princess, what you thinking?
I prefer not to go to bed angry, but 9 times out of 10, that's not the way that it works out. So it's more so like a talk in the morning or at some point the next day. Because I'm a very much so like I'll just go silent. So I don't know, whatever time of the day, the next day that we are going to talk about it. But I feel like it's also different when you live with somebody versus when you don't.
Okay,
it's a lot explain somebody when you don't live together, because then it's like, well, you're not here, so I could just act like you don't exist for the day or something like that. I don't know. But if we're together, I'm also the type, even if I'm not ready to talk about it right then, I'm still not gonna go to bed without like kissing you goodnight, or like I'm not that type.
You initiating it?
Conversation.
Princess, you initiating that kiss goodnight?
Oh, I'm definitely the one that's initiating it. And annoying stuff like that annoys, like, you know what I mean? But it's like, I don't care.
No.
That's sweet.
In your sleep, you ain't gonna say I ain't show you no love before you went.
Respect. I like where you're going at. Respect.
Yeah, that's so sweet, Princess.
Yeah.
And I could be being you know what I mean? But it's like, I'm a good night.
No. That's sweet.
Yeah, you say that now. I know they ready to knock her head off her shoulders when she's doing it too. Like, go ahead, man. Go ahead, man. Stop playing, dog. Go ahead, man. Like I done been there. Like, bro, don't be kissing on me, bro. Yeah. Hey, what you got, bro? What you thinking, Lewis?
You know me, I'm getting it. I can't sleep until it's out. We got to figure this out right now because I've noticed with me, if it goes unresolved, let's say I wake up in the morning, I see some dishes in the sink, it's about to escalate even further. I'm about to get set off to a whole, I'm gonna find subconsciously, it's gonna be more, it's gonna pile on, and then small things become bigger things the longer it goes.
Mhm.
So I think and when you say resolved, I'm gonna dive a little bit deeper into that. I think allowing each other to be heard, it may not necessarily be resolved because some things take time to officially be resolved, but I at least need to be heard so I can be settled and sleep. Because I'm making a joke out of it, but I do feel like when I haven't been heard, and most people are this way, when they haven't been heard, then the little things become bigger things, and then you're arguing about something else that you're really not arguing about essentially.
Man, I'm 50-50, man. I only if it's a stupid argument, like we got into it bad, but the premise ain't something serious, we ain't even gotta talk about it. Like, let's just let it go. Like, I'm not now we arguing about something bad that really like it's been a reoccurring thing and we can't get to the bottom of it. I do like to be heard part. I'm more so like, let's just get to a point where we can sleep and we're gonna rap tomorrow sometimes. Because most of the time when you go to work the next day, well, in my case, when I go to work the next day, that's like my processing period. So that evening, I'm not even on the same thought wave that I was on when we started arguing. The only thing I don't like for real is like, don't come and start an argument with me and then you want to go to sleep. Like, if you started, we going at it now. Like, if it's mutual, cool. Don't come in here like I've been cooling and you on what you want and you starting stuff and he like, I'm going to bed. Oh no, then we got a problem. Ain't nobody going to sleep then. Nah, I'm turning lights on and all that. We're not doing
Ain't
that.
nobody sleeping comfortably.
Yeah, nah.
So if it's something like you said, something petty or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's petty, but both of y'all kind of done got in y'all feelings, or maybe one of y'all done got in y'all feelings. Is it easy for you to snap out of it because it's petty? Or does it take you to the next day to, you know what I mean? Like, even though you ain't really like mad, how you just be like irritated, like I still don't want to bother with you. Like, is it easy for you to just snap out of that because like, oh, this petty, or do you still need that time to recover?
Is the argument petty or what she's doing petty?
It could be an argument. It could just be something that somebody said. It might not even be like an argument. Like, somebody could just did something to just irritate you.
Oh, like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, nah, go ahead. Like, it gotta be, I gotta care about it. If it's something petty, so I'm like, go ahead, man. We ain't about to do this. Like, get it off today. I hear you, whatever you need, but I'm not about to be on this tomorrow. I will tell you, and like, hey, get it off, because when we wake up, I'm not on this. So the next day when I get up, like, so I'm not moving funny, I'm not moving out of pettiness. Like, bro, I'm not doing that. Now, I'm gonna be real. Probably been about to go down. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that will get me is if you mad at somebody else and we've acknowledged that you mad at somebody else and I keep catching these strays. And I'm like, hey, yo, I ain't even saying nothing to you because I know you mad, but you ain't gonna keep firing off on me like that now. Like, come on now. You know what I'm saying? Cool. Stay over there. Don't be mad at somebody else. We acknowledge it and you steadily going off on me. And I'm, you know what I'm saying? I don't operate well in that space. Because I'm going to say something, man. I don't like, as much as I debate y'all, I don't like to argue, yo. Like, go ahead. And I think people who do petty things while they argue are immature. I said it.
What, Keenan?
You said what?
Petty like what?
Like if we argue about something serious and you get into like semantics over like stuff like that, or
like you said something wrong.
Yeah, like if I said like it was noon, oh no, it was 12 o'clock. Like, come on, man. Like, what that makes me get up out of it. Like, come on, dog. What we doing here? Or like you gotta prove the point so bad, you going back and forth just to go back and forth, but you're doing it just to be petty. I'm out of there, dog. I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not. I think pettiness is immaturity, straight up. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't even see how people feel that What is the emotion of petty? Like, what makes you get petty? What does it do?
Revenge.
Ew.
Yeah, I feel like it is it's something childhood related. I feel like it's the need to have the last word sometimes with people.
Mhm.
Like they'll keep it going and at that point you're just talking, right? Like,
Mhm.
all right, okay, all right, but you
Yeah.
really gotta hold back, like, all right, let me not say nothing because but I think it is immature, but hey, it's a defense
Are you
mechanism.
admitting to being petty?
Oh,
I'm
absolutely.
petty, and it's not always words. Sometimes it's just actions. And
I'm gonna tell you one. I'm gonna give you
it's
something that made me mad one day. My wife did to me, Princess. That got me hot, man. We was arguing in the grocery store one day. Hot. It was blood and Crips. We was hot. So I'm carrying all the groceries through. You know, my garage door closes automatically if you open it.
mm.
I'm carrying all the bags with no free hand. She hurry up and go through the door and let the door close.
Oh, that's good. I like that. I
You
like
see what
that
I'm
one.
saying? Boy, I was steaming. I'm like,
That's
I like
what I'm
that.
talking about. Like she ain't say nothing, but it's what she did. Like what?
yeah,
Oh,
You real
yeah.
man.
See, and a petty person will like leave the groceries in the garage and be like, I ain't getting them. I'm just like, I'm gonna be real with you, yo. It makes me so mad when somebody do something petty and they like stand in it like they right. Like, bro, how old are we, bro?
I'm standing
Like, I
10.
got all these groceries in my hand. You gonna let the door close, and then I hear you walking up the stairs. Boy, look at that.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
Shout
Standing
out to Brittany.
ovation and
Yeah,
scene. I love it.
yeah. Nah, I can't. I don't deal well with that, man. But ladies, let me ask you this: how would you all be if your partner is petty to you? Would you feel the same way when you're being petty? Because I heard both of y'all say y'all petty. If the person's doing it back to you, is it fair game or you get in your feelings?
I take it as a competition, honestly.
Oh God.
This one
I,
right here, man.
Challenge accepted.
it's
Yo.
just about to be gonna have, so we're gonna have to call the truce because I'm gonna just go. But what I will say is in the initiating of the pettiness, I do feel like you do not need to be initiating the pettiness more than me.
Here you go. But you can do it when you want, how you want. Get out of here, man.
Hey, that's
And
you want to be in that world. That's what you got to deal with. That's what it is.
you can't be petty, but what I'm saying is that I don't believe that my man should be pettier than me.
I ain't gonna lie. I agree with that. I'm not gonna cap. I agree with that. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm
I
not
agree
saying
with that.
petty. That's not what I'm saying. But as far
Mhm.
as who's pettier the most, it shouldn't be you, in my opinion.
All right. That's fair. No, I agree with that. I'm not gonna lie. Miss Nia Boo, they can get petty back with you or not?
Absolutely. I feel like, and now I'm trying to reach my higher self. So I'm really trying to when I was a child, I thought like a child. I acted like a child.
Amen.
I'm really trying to be grown,
Mhm.
and I'm really trying to handle situations differently. So number one, boom, clock the petty, right? Initial clock. I do feel like I call it out. I'd rather call it out than call for revenge.
Mhm.
Because I do know, and I do think that that's like I'm pretty spiritual, so I do think that's a part of my shadow work. Like, my petty me is literally a monster inside. You do not want to bring her out. You really don't want to bring her out. And I feel like in my grown age, I feel like it just doesn't look good anymore for me to be acting this way. So I
Mhm.
really try. Like I really be having battles in my head. Like, okay, let me just clock it and stop it there. But I really don't want to be on that revenge type because it will not be good.
Mhm.
It won't.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah, I like that. I think it takes too much energy to be vengeful. I think anytime I felt myself doing that, I'm like, I'm putting more energy into this than solving the actual issue of what the root cause is of why I'm upset. Right. So I found that it's really counterproductive to be petty.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be real with you, but I don't know if this is the clocking that Neil was speaking of, but like I will say in the moment, like if I was a petty dude, I would have did this, but I'm not even on that. Like, what you doing, man? Like I'm gonna be real with you. I really, really feel, and I'm not trying to make tits. My wife be getting me. Like she did it. She got me this morning, and she was right. I'm not gonna lie. So all I can say was okay. But I'm like, the extent in which you go to be petty is what I'm now looking at. Like, what extent are you going to show that you're being this petty? And I say, like, if I was petty, I would do this. I feel uncomfortable being that. But I agree, man. It's a hard thing to maneuver. And Princess, I don't think guys should be initiating pettiness nowhere near as close as they lady.
Yeah.
Hey, I can't let you get away with this. You act like you didn't know what clock it meant, like you never used it before. You used it perfectly, by the way.
I
You
never
know
said
what
I
you were
didn't know
doing.
but I didn't
You
know
like clocking.
No,
you use
that was
clocking.
Jay doing clocking on the podcast the other day. That was Jay. I know what it means, but I didn't know if what I was saying is the same way she would do it.
I'm just messing. I'm just being petty, bro. My bad.
Exactly.
Yeah, and if I was
Take
being
it.
petty, I'll do that right there. So I'm being petty back. You know what I'm saying?
It's okay. Hey, we gonna see on the 11th how petty I can be. We about to see. I got time.
Yeah. You want to be petty?
I
You see
got
what I'm
time. I got time.
Hey, what you say? See, Brett, ball out of the dark side. See what I'm saying? You see?
I got time. I got time.
All right. All right. Next question: have you or would you ever give your partner an ultimatum? I ain't
What's
gonna lie, I have.
ultimatum again?
Like,
Ultimatum.
You don't do
Ultimatum.
this.
Yes.
I won't do that.
Yes.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie, I did one. It's actually. I'll wait, or I can go first. I don't care. So the only thing was the relationship before I got with my girl at the time, wife now, is misery. The second, like, brother, I don't even know if this fits into this question, but like the second I start to feel miserable, I'm gone. Cause I've been there before and I ain't going back. So the second things get like I can't really get with you or I'm feeling this way, I am going up out of here. I don't know if that's really like you choose this or that, but like that's my only real thing that's ever got remotely close to that. I have seen or heard like I feel like women do this a lot. Like sometimes they give you an ultimatum when you're trying to when they're trying to prove if you care about their friends more than you or something like that in the moment, but it ain't nothing big.
What you mean?
So like at the beginning, I wasn't the stay home and kick it type. So like I'm about to go somewhere on Saturday and it's like, oh, hey, you want to go on a date Saturday? And I'm like, can we do it Sunday? And it's like, oh no, I'm not available Sunday. Can we do it Saturday? And it's like I felt like I had to prove in the moment that she was more important than me going to go hang with my bros when we were younger.
Did she come on and say that? Like this or that?
Like you got
I think she was too smart to say it, but I think like the pattern just started lining up where every time there was another option, it would be like, hey, did you want to go do this? And I'm like, no, because I wasn't trying to go do that at first. But we was young.
Glad you're past that.
You said what, Princess?
Glad you're past that.
Oh, you ain't never done that? You ain't never tried to lock up your man time by making them choose?
No, not really.
Okay. How you lock it up? How do you lock it up?
I don't know.
Don't go X-rated, Pete. Calm down.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Because don't act like you don't.
Don't tell us everything, Princess.
Situation where that was the case. Like most times, me and whoever I'm with end up spending like a lot of time together.
So what do you do when he wants to go somewhere and you want to do something, but he wants to go do that, but you want him to go do something with you? What do you do?
It just depends. What is it? It's something like that's just on that date. Is this something that could be done on another date? Like if it's an event that's only going to be on a Saturday, but I want to do something that can be done on any day, then I feel like that's a compromise. So I'm not just like, oh, I want to do this today, but this is a specific.
What if there is no other day? They both only happen on that day.
Who asked who first? Who planned what first? Is this something that we have to go to together? Like if it's something that like you really want to go to, and this is something that I really want to go to, but we don't necessarily have to go together, then I could find somebody else to go with, and maybe you can go with your, you know what I mean? Like it's compromise. It depends.
I love that logic, Princess. You coming with that logic, girl.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to see that in action.
Let me just.
You said what?
I said, let me just answer the question while I'm talking.
Okay.
If my, or it says, would I or have I? Okay.
Would you or have you?
I'm trying to see, is that considered an ultimatum?
Let's hear it.
That's not something I wish to share on camera.
Oh, okay. Respect.
I'll tell you.
No, that's right.
But I will say that I will give someone an ultimatum. However, depending on what the ultimatum is, I feel like if I get to the point where I have to give you an ultimatum, which is essentially you choosing me or something else, I feel like I've already lost.
Hey, man.
So I just feel like if it ever gets to that point, I just think I already know the answer, but I'm just giving you the ultimatum because I care about you and I care about it so much. And so I'm just hoping that with me presenting it formally to you, that you're going to say that you're me because the ultimatum has been given. But in my opinion, the ultimatum should never really truly have to happen. And that's how I feel about the show. Do y'all watch The Ultimatum?
No, I've heard of it, Princess. I've never watched it though.
Okay. So this is a show on Netflix, The Ultimatum, and it's basically couples go on the show and somebody has given the other partner an ultimatum. Like as far as like moving forward with the next step. Sometimes
get married. It's got like a wedding ring on it and
like cliche and I forgot. And it's like sometimes it's the guy that gives the ultimatum and sometimes it's the woman. And what happens is they go up there, somebody has given the ultimatum, and then they switch partners with the other couples on the show. And they end up living with another couple to kind of help them see if they really want to be with their partner or how they feel about the ultimatum. And sometimes they end up connecting with somebody else's boyfriend or girlfriend. To me, I think that show is absolutely insane. Although I think it's good, like for watching purposes, and I think it's like funny and entertaining. I think it's absolutely insane that I would have to bring you on a show and give you an ultimatum for the world to see, for you to choose if I'm worthy of like your hand in marriage or moving forward with the next step. Like I think that's absolutely insane. My personal opinion.
Yeah, that's crazy. Hey, but Princess, let me ask you this. If you say it's already over when you give the ultimatum, are you saying does them choosing you still help, or the fact that you still had to ask, you still probably feel the same way? It's the fact that it got to that.
Yeah, it's kind of like I'ma still feel the same way, but I think it's about your response and the swiftness of it. Because sometimes if you give somebody, sometimes people continue to do what you allow because you are allowing it. And express that this is what I want or whatever. And so I say that it's either this or that, and you like, oh, okay. And boom, it happens. Even though I still might feel a certain type of way, I could receive that better than me giving you the ultimatum and you like, what? Like, you're not even understanding why the ultimatum is being given. That would completely blow me. And I feel like that highlights what I'm saying even more, that it's like, yeah, I've already lost for sure. For sure. See what the issue is.
Fair.
May I expound on that, please?
Oh, go ahead.
Princess, I agree with you up to this point. I think sometimes, I'm just sitting here thinking about in a scenario in which I will give an ultimatum. Sometimes it's about me being very transparent about where we are too, right? So I do feel like if you get to a certain point, you're at that breaking point, or you kind of already know. But I do think the ultimatum also makes it known, like, hey, like I'm trying, but this is my limit, right? This is where I'm setting the final boundary. Maybe this is your forewarning of what's to come. Because because we are getting to that point, so to speak. So I think it could be acceptable under those circumstances. You know, but overall, I would agree with you, Nia. I'm sorry, I know you didn't get a chance to speak, but that's my thought on what you said. But I for the most part, I agree with you, Princess.
Yeah, I think if you give one ultimatum, you're gonna have to give more. You're gonna be giving ultimatums to kids. You're gonna have to give ultimatums, and then it's gonna be thrown out too quickly. Now I'm just gonna give you an ultimatum for everything.
Yep.
While I do think that some ultimatums can come in handy, because what do you want from that ultimatum? You want the reassurance, right? So like, how are you going about giving it? By offering these two yes or no black and white decision. And I also agree with Princess in saying that if I even have to ask the question, like, nah, it's not happening. But I do think, like, once you open up that Pandora's box, you're gonna be asking for ultimatums left and right. Also, it is up to you to regulate that boundary, that ultimatum. So now it just doesn't turn into, okay, are you gonna marry me? Now I want to know when. Now I want to know what's the ring. Now I want to know this. Like, it's you have to regulate and maintain that ultimatum yourself. And I feel like I'm not doing that either. Right? I'm just not going through all them shoots and loops. I'd rather not, but I also think that, like, true TV, you know, if you don't do the ultimatum or you don't get that reassurance or that answer that you are really looking for, you are going to question things in the long term, and that doesn't feel good either.
Yeah.
So you're saying an ultimatum? I'm gonna slightly disagree, because you're saying an ultimatum could or will create a domino effect.
Absolutely.
I agree with that too, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
You think so you're saying, all right, if I give you an ultimatum, it will definitively create a domino effect. I would agree if it, and I think you kind of alluded to this a little bit, Nia, based on how you handle that outcome, right? If I'm very stern in what I'm saying, and I act on what the ultimatum is, if you decide to go left, then there's no more ultimatums to give, right? Because I've drawn the line in the sand. But if you don't draw a hard line in the sand, then I would agree with you. That would be your way of trying to direct or navigate somebody to a point that you want them to be, where you probably would. But I do think an ultimatum, in my mind, I'm looking at it as like, it's just really straight up a warning. Like, hey, if this is where we are and this happens, this is the outcome.
I know, and Lewis, I get what you're saying. I know context matters. But I'm gonna be honest, man. Them joints just feel manipulative to me. Like you trying to control me or something with the way I feel about you. Like you trying to make me make a decision based off like the way I feel about you, and you know I may not like. And I think people do it sometimes pertaining to things that you're just simply trying to control. Like it really doesn't have to be that, but you trying to find a way to control somebody else's action. You know what I mean?
What if the decision is like, what if it's presented as if, because I'm only, and this is where I think the different perspectives are coming. If I'm giving an ultimatum, it has nothing to do about a decision that you make for so much. It's more so the decision that I'm going to make.
So,
you know,
so
does that make sense?
It does. The only way. Oh, go ahead, bro.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, I guess two people do have to make choices, right? But if this choice is made, you know, this is where I'm going.
If that person kept doing something that made me do it, you get what I'm saying? Like I had to give you this because you keep doing X thing, or we tried everything in the book, and it's like, hey, if you do that again, I'm out. That's the only way it seems fit to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not about to ask.
Yeah. So you saying, is that manipulative too, though?
No, the only reason I would say no is if it's a repeated behavior that we're having constant problems about, I don't think it's manipulation anymore.
Right.
But when people do things that they just may not like internally, and then you try to make that an ultimatum about something that I'm doing, but in reality, I'm not even doing anything that's truly impacting, you just don't like it, that's when it feels like manipulation to me.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, like, and I think back to your point, that's for me. Like, hey, if you do that again, I don't care. I'm gone. I'm not really trying to make you not do something. Like, you have the freedom to pick it to do it again. You know what I'm saying? Kiss him in the mouth one more time, dog. I'm out.
And I also feel
damn, you been through it. God.
Yeah, you see that came out. That's a fraudulent slip.
I also
You been
feel
through it. Shit.
ultimatums will be like less if people actually set boundaries up front
Yeah.
or
I get
set expectations up front. Like, for example, marriage, because I feel like a lot of times with women, that's one of the ultimatums that are given, right? After a certain point. I feel like going into it, for one, I do feel like some people have unrealistic expectations about timelines, whatever. Everybody feels differently about that, right? But whatever your I feel like you should be upfront with what your expectation is. So that way, the individual that you're involved in, once it gets on that whatever time frame that expectation is, if they have not chosen, I feel like that's your answer already because you were upfront with that. So if it's 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, whatever, if you're at year 6, you already stated that, so he's already really giving you the answer for real, especially if he's not coming to you and being like, hey, I know you said at 5 years blah blah blah, but babe, this is what's going on, this is why it's not happening. If we just thinking we just walking down with our toes in the sand and that's not really what's happening on her end, that's where she would probably give an ultimatum. But realistically, because you already set that expectation, he's already giving you the answer. You're just giving the ultimatum just because you want to hear it. You want to give it and then hear him say yes or no.
I like that.
I do. That was a good way. So we gonna we actually got, speaking of marriages, about to stir this thing up real quick before we get up out of here, man. We about to get into a fair, but I can't find my mix, man. There you go. We about All right. Fair or foul? Your lady wants to hyphenate both of your names. So, for instance, your lady wants both people's names to be hyphenated. So she's not only taking on yours, you are now taking on hers. People of the panel, is that fair or is that foul?
I'm gonna let Nia go first. I've been talking a lot.
I say it's fair. I think that well, no, to me, when I think of somebody who would want to hyphenate their name, they have credentials of their own with their own last name, or they have, like a really good dad and they really want to like uphold, the last
But
name.
you're saying it's fair for him to hyphenate his name too?
Yeah, you're telling him to hyphenate his name too.
Yeah, both of them. Both of you guys.
So y'all have the same last name.
No,
so both of y'all get both last names.
No, he ain't got to do that. He ain't got to do that. But I can do that and the kids can do that. Absolutely. But he don't got to do that.
Whoa. Hey.
Thank you, Nia. Thank you, Nia.
Yeah.
Whoa.
She lost kids. She lost Keenan when she said the kids.
For
sure.
For sure.
The kids, I think the kids are fair.
Have your last name?
I'm not gonna lie, man. I don't want to I don't want to answer that no more.
Yeah. What if you had a son and your wife, there was only like women, in the family, and wouldn't you want to like hyphenate your son's last name? No, you don't give a damn.
No, I'm not. No, I'm gonna be honest. When I said it, I was like time out, but I guess there is still a representation of mine, so I really probably wouldn't care as much. Honestly, my wife, it ain't the kids more so. I guess I think it's the uniform that's getting me.
Okay.
I think it's the uniform of all of our names versus the kid, and that more so than it is like you having one thing. Because even if you hyphenated your name and me and all the kids have my last name, it's still not uniform. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not knocking anything. I think my specific situation, I actually advocate for her maiden name to be on credentials. I think that representation should be there. As she grows and as she gets things, if she wants to hibernate, honestly, I'm probably more open to it now than I was when we first got married, to be real with you, because I've grown a connection to that last name based off my relationship with some of the people in that family. But
you open to hyphenating both or her hyphenating hers?
whoa, princess, whoa,
He's not doing it. He's not taking it.
her hyphenating hers. Come on, princess. No, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna be honest with you about that. So it's foul for me. I'm not gonna lie.
I can see why, but I also feel like it got to be somebody of importance, right? We not keeping the last name from your great granddaddy who built the church, but he became a crackhead. Like,
Oh
no.
my gosh.
You got to make sure that the last name, the family really has like family values. They, you know, they plan their family reunions and stuff like that. Like, it got to be a good last name. We're not just doing it for everybody. To hyphenate your name, both of the names have to have meaning. But if she just want to keep it because it sounds nice, and you know, you want to keep your initials because it says BBL, no, we dropping Logan. Like, what the fuck? Dropping it. But if the other half, if your wife's family really is upstanding, you really respect them, whatever, let the kids take it as well and continue that legacy. Because you know, if she only has girls, it got to be a man to still carry that legacy. You know.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Lewis?
I think it's the question fair or foul. I think it's fair, but I wouldn't do it.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Way to get up out of that, sir. I like the way you played that. Lewis.
Because the more I think it's fair because of the uniformity of it, right? And I do think it's something to having everybody having the same name in the home. Like it's a certain pride. I'll just call it what it is as a man, right? With to know that when I wake up and I'm kissing all everybody in the house, that we all from the same loin, you know. So and your kids play sports, you see their name on the back. Like it's so much joy and pride, you know, you representing us. And I tell my children that all the time. And my son, who's the only boy right now, no one else can make boys with me. And I just tell him every day, I'm like, dude, like you it, bro. That's it. You got to carry on the legacy. You carrying on the name. So there's a certain amount of pride with it. But to your point, Kenan, when I was younger, it'd have been a hell no. But now that I've gotten older, I see value in both sides, you know, and I used to be real selfish as a man. Sorry, y'all, the Lord doing his work outside, but I used to be real selfish as a man. With my family, I used to just be like, hey, this is my family. Like these are my kids, my wife, you know, but as I've gotten older and experienced life a little bit more, I understand that there's value to understanding and really being more open to everybody, you know, understanding and the influence and the impact that other people have, you know, over the children as well. So I think I would be open to it. I think it's fair for someone to do that. It's not me personally, but I do think it would be fair.
All right, Miss Princess, what you want?
I think it's foul.
This is history tonight. I don't think me and Princess has ever agreed on a fair or foul in the history.
So, Princess, you changing your name?
Yes.
Houston? I love Houston.
Wait. Let me.
Okay.
I'm saying it's foul for me to want him to change his name.
But you'll hyphenate yours.
Personally, I want to hyphenate my name. I want to keep the Houston last name. However,
for you or your future legacy?
Honestly, it's for me.
Okay. Respect.
I want to keep the Houston last name. It's just for me. However, I have been told that that's not, you know, like my boyfriend, like that when we take that step, like that's not what he wants, apparently speaking. And I don't feel so strongly about it that I'm going to push back on it, because I also feel very strongly about taking my man's last name. Like I wholeheartedly believe in that. But what I will do is just change my middle name. Like
That's a great compromise.
I'm not too tied to my middle name because I have 2 middle names. So my name is long as hell anyway. So when I write my entire signature, okay, I have 4 names to write. So like I
That'd be
absolutely
5.
You Hispanic?
No. It's
That's ignorant, bro.
a lot of people who that way. I'm the baby. It was a lot of people who wanted to. But I would definitely be dropping my 2 middle names and just put Houston as my middle name.
So I think the thing that got me caught up in the game at the time was that, you know, my grandfather instilled all the pride, right, in us about Mims. And I learned before I got married that he didn't change it. The only reason he changed his last name to Mims was because he had to go back. He didn't go by Mims his whole life until he went in the military, and he had to go by what was on his birth certificate. So when he told me that, I'm just kind of like, Dad, bro, you Jedi mind tricked me my whole life. Like, you made us feel like we go to war behind his name, and you low-key just started at 18. But I said that to say, like, that was me and my wife's misalignment when we were about to get married. Like, she was super close to her dad, and I was super close to my grandfather. Me and my pops wasn't in the best space, and she was just kind of like, what am I changing my name for? Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, why I'm changing my name? I'm like, but hold on now.
Quit clocking.
No. But in reality, though, she ended up changing it for me because of who I was to her. But let me tell you, being real, the whole first year, you know, they say you got to make it to 7 years, but I ain't think we was making it 7 months, boy, 7 weeks, but we were, because I was beefing about it. But there's so much stupid stuff you think about when you first get married when you're young that when you get older, you like, man, I can't even believe I cared about that.
Right.
I do think it holds significance, man. I just would not be able to hyphenate my last name. I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna be shallow for a second. Like, I couldn't go back around my friends if I did that.
Yeah, we would clown you.
Bad. Oh my God.
Talking about what?
2 names.
I can do that. hey, let me tell you.
Name on you.
Hey, let me tell you. They say, hey, Mr. Such and Such. They said my wife's maiden name instead of mine, I would be tight. I'll be hot.
Who that?
Like, I can do it. My friend, hey, let me tell you something. You gonna meet them. They vicious, man. They vicious.
No, I'm like you looking around like, who that? Who's that?
Yeah, like, nah. They're like, you. This is the thing too, and I'm gonna be quiet. Do you know what it would be like? My mom's side is very prevalent in my life. They are in my life, and my mom's maiden name is Williams. And as much as I claim, yeah, for sure. So as much as I claim that side of my family, do you know how much they would feel a way to know that I didn't change Williams in nowhere, but I changed my name to a whole nother last name that don't really, man. I can't do it. And let me tell you, my father-in-law, that was my guy. That's my guy. Love him. But he know I couldn't do it too. He will look at me different.
Fair.
Yeah. All right. Anything left on this fair or foul?
I'm good.
All right, bet. So, hey, but Nia, before we get out of here, can you make sure you tell everybody where they can find you at, where that your ads, your things, your platforms, what you got going on? Charlotte Beware. So hit us with everything before we get up out of here.
Yes, absolutely. You can find me on Instagram at Niaboo, Niaboo. Check me in my stories. Check my stories out. I'm a funny girl. And yeah,
she is hilarious
there, and then you'll find the rest. Trickle in the rest. You got a job for me? Look for me on LinkedIn. Yeah, I'm playing. Yeah.
For sure. Appreciate you tapping in, man. This is day 1 of pregame week. Day 2 is up tomorrow. Hey, man, appreciate everybody tapping in. Charlotte, we on the way, July 12th. Tickets are on Posh. It's your boy, K. Mims. I got the family, Lewis, Princess, our special guest, our Charlotte panelist, Miss Nia Boo. We are out.
Yeah.